We thought we'd done all the research, we knew exactly what we needed, we knew exactly what we needed to do, what we needed to have. We thought we were really prepped from adjusting from normal life into van life. We were wrong.
What is going on, fellow ravers?
Obviously, we're still new to this. We're about 3 weeks in, but this is what we've learnt so far.
The first thing on our list starts with the toilet. So we were aware that obviously the motorhome comes with a little cassette which you put in and then empty it when it's filled up. But what we weren't aware of was finding places to empty said cassette. So that's been a bit of a challenge in itself. But through talking to fellow van lifers, we've figured out kind of the best places to do that. Also things like the right toilet chemical for the toilet and the right toilet paper, because you can't just put ordinary toilet paper down the toilet. We've tried about 3 different chemicals and we finally found one that works well. The first couple were making the toilet not have a pleasant odour, so now we finally found one that works for us.
The next one is filling up fresh water. Now we still kind of haven't figured that out properly yet. It's the last big one on our list that we need to do. But trying to fill up with water that you can drink is not as easy as we thought. So you can fill up from taps, like public taps, but depending where they are, depends whether or not you can drink it. So at the moment, we're asking friends and family if we can use their hoses. Or going, you can go to campsites as well. We've gone to campsites, haven't we, and paid to fill up the tanks and things. But trying to find the public water taps that you can actually safely drink from, that's still on our challenge list, and we are going to get it, but we haven't got there yet.
So if anyone has any thoughts or recommendations as to that, then please let us know in the comments.
If you find a tap, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
So another thing on our van life adjustments is we weren't made aware of the fact that the 3-pin plug sockets, we can't use them unless we're plugged into external power. So a lot of our equipment, like the blender and things like that, we couldn't use, so we've happened to replace those with cordless things.
Or anything you can plug into, like a car charger, or anything you can plug in via USB. But we do have the 3 prong plug sockets. They just don't do anything unless you're connected to electricity, and we're never really connected to electricity, so it doesn't work for us. So it's been quite an expensive adjustment, because we've had to replace
a lot of equipment.
And like our Hoover, we can't charge that at the moment unless we go to someone's house, but to buy like just a converted car charger for our Hoover is like 60 quid on its own, which is very rude.
Very rude.
Next one, storage for clothes. I thought I got rid of enough clothes. I mean, I got rid of, I don't know, 6 bin bags worth of clothes.
You get rid of like a lot of your clothes, yeah.
And I used to own 60 pairs of shoes. I now own 8. So I thought I had done enough, but it turns out I hadn't. And the wardrobe that I have, I think you would have seen in the last video, it was a little bit of a bit carnage in there. Finding the right hangers, it's a little thing, but it's actually something that's quite big if you need to keep things tidy in here. So finding the right hangers that you can hang many clothes on but that don't bulk out has been like an interesting one, hasn't it? We've got there now, which we'll show you again in another video. It's very satisfying now. But just having to get rid of more clothes, very Marie Kondo style, like, does it bring me joy? Yes. Then keep it. This is why this might be the same outfit I've worn in every video, I don't know, because I wear it all the time. I've got about 5 outfits now that I just rotate. But yeah, like clothing space, I'm really getting rid of clothing and then finding good ways of storing it has been quite an adjustment, considering we're used to like double wardrobes. You've done really well.
Yeah, it's been fairly straightforward for me because I didn't really have many clothes to begin with, and all my clothes fit in 2 drawers, so it's pretty handy.
You did good.
Another adjustment we've had to make is getting set to drive anywhere. What we didn't realise is obviously when you live here and also being a moving vehicle, you have to make adjustments when you go to move off to another location. So we've had to make a move off checklist, such as making sure the windows are closed, taking the oven tray out of the oven so it doesn't rattle, just making sure like all the sides are clear and there's not anything that's going to fall off.
putting like a towel underneath the cooker hood so it doesn't rattle.
It's sort of rattling.
We have to make sure the cat food has lids on it or it goes everywhere, make sure things aren't on the side. All the drawers have to be locked shut or they fling open. And I don't know, sometimes we still forget, and we drive, like we lift off, as we call it, like, I don't know, 8 times a day. So that has taken some really getting used to, hasn't it?
That's it. And yeah, I think just only yesterday I forgot to put the cat water lid on, and then that was everywhere. So it was a nice surprise when we got to our next location.
Yeah, we had a swimming pool in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's good. Another one is finding places to sleep when you're wild camping. We knew this was going to be an interesting one anyway, and I mean, it is an adjustment, but one that we were prepared for. And we haven't struggled with it, luckily. But yeah, it's just making sure that you hit like a bit of a criteria, so you don't overstep boundaries with, you know, residents and things like that, which is probably a topic for another video. But that's been an adjustment, but it's quite a fun one and one we were prepared for.
Yeah.
So it's been very interesting doing that.
Living in a confined environment means it does get messy quite quickly. Luckily, me and Amy are very tidy people, so we keep on top of it. But it's just making sure things like we empty the bin every day, just like as soon as you've made a bit of mess, just clear up straight away, because it can, if you don't, we've noticed it can get quite almost like claustrophobic, and you feel a bit like there's a tiny bit of mess anyway, it can be quite in your space, and you just want to clear up as soon as, basically.
So like when we've eaten, we wash up straight away, we put away straight away. If there's like a couple of crumbs on the floor, we just hoover it up. If the cat's fur is somewhere, which is everywhere all the time, like we hoover every day. And even like having one thing like a cup on a table, like if you don't put it away when you're finished with it, doesn't it? It can be irritating. So yeah, tidying up straight away after everything just keeps it calm and spacious and livable.
That's it.
And another one is washing clothes. So we were used to using tumble dryers before anyway, but we don't have a washing machine in here. So finding somewhere that takes card as well, because we don't ever carry cash on us, finding somewhere that takes card that we can park near, that has washing machines and tumble dryers, that we can kind of hang around for. It's just been a little bit of an adjustment. And again, luckily we live in a town that has about 8 laundrettes, but there's only like sort of 2 specific ones that we'll go to. But again, trying to park around there, because with all the length of 2 cars can be a challenge. But I mean, we're getting there, aren't we? We're learning.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's a learning process. That's
it is. But what's really nice is you get it washed, you get it dried, your clothes are back, you put them away straight away, as we mentioned before, and then you're ready to go. So it is quite simple.
And the last one we can think of is filling up gas. So we've got an LGP system, which means you just go to a petrol station which has an LPG system, and you just plug it in and it just fills up our bottles. But that's one of the hard things, is finding the petrol stations that have these LPG systems. There's not like loads of them around. Yeah,
because the LPG system's quite like a European thing, and because we plan on travelling with it, it was better off that we got that, because gas bottles are a whole different kettle of fish in another country. So it's easier for when we travel, but not as easy actually when we're here. So again, just finding these little places. It's just knowing places, a lot of this stuff as well, isn't it? So that's everything we can think of on the list at the moment, but I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. But we're nearly there, and we're nearly settled, and we nearly know what we're doing, I think.
Just about.
Just about.
So you keep your eyes peeled for our next video, which is going to be our first little adventure. So it's this one's birthday next week, and I'm taking her away somewhere. She doesn't know where we're going yet. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting first trip in our home.
We're going to film the whole thing apparently. It's going to be fun and exciting. So make sure you subscribe so you can see the next video.
Peace out.